Wait a minute. Where am I at? There we are. What am I? I forget how to do this already? I take one day off and I forget how to do this? Jesus. I wasn't going to do anything tonight. I wasn't. You're not late, Bob. I'm just starting this. Matter of fact, if you want to jump in, let me know. If you want to jump in, let me know. Because, Bob, I'll give you the whatever. And you can come on in here. I had shut the studio down and I was going to go upstairs and I'm like bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. And then Mike, producer Mike, said, "Hey, can you send me some stuff? I would like to work on something. I need some elements." As we say in the business, elements. I need some elements. I need some video. I need some text. I need some audio. And hey, Dean, how's it going? So I came down here and I'm messing around. I'm like, damn. Respectfully decline. My studio has an open door to my living room and my lady is watching Suits. Now, Suits, is that the one with the lawyers, right? I'm trying to think, is that the one that had Meghan Markle in it? Remember Meghan Markle? Back when she was an actress, before she was banging the Prince of Essex. The new one, Suits LA, yeah. I might get into that. It's funny. I think I would like. I thought Neil's joke. Hold on, I'm jumping around here. Ooh, this is why I don't have the comments up during the show because I get distracted. Let me finish with Bob, and then I'll talk to about Neil's voicemail. So Suits, I see it every once in a while. I'll see like a reel of Suits, and it looks like it's a pretty good show. But I would like to go back and start watching it from the beginning, like from the old ones, which is okay. But it's I don't know if it's my age or is it because I watch too many TikToks and I can't sit through like a long show. Although Samantha told me about this show called The Pit, and it's on HBO Max. And so far, it's where it's the guy from ER who was just an intern when the show started, Noah Wiley. It's him in a emergency room in Pittsburgh, and every episode is 1 hour. So it's like going through one shift, and it is really, really good. So I might get into that. But anyway, I came down here and I said, well, I really would like to go live. I don't have anything really to do. I don't have any real topics. I have a couple topics that we didn't talk about yesterday because Kate doesn't like to get into she doesn't like to get into the conspiracy theories. Yes, it's kind of like 24, but half as good. Yes, that is true. All right. So Dean, I thought Half Black Neil's voicemail was amazing. Duchess, not so much. So people say to me, why do you play that? Well, like, why do you play the N-word? I'm like, I'm a free speech absolutist. If someone says it, I'll play it. I'm not, just because I play it doesn't mean I say it. So, but when I heard, I'm not going to lie. When I heard that, I went, ooh, this is not going to go over too well with Duchess when I play this. It's funny. It was funny. But I don't know. Sometimes I wonder about the podcast. Sometimes I wonder if it's too long. So one of the things that happened, like last night, it was a long day. I get in, and usually when we go from Monday to Wednesday, it's a tight turnaround. So got to find topics, set things up, get the video, all that nonsense. I don't mind. I love it. I love producing a show. It's a lot of fun for me. The hardest part for me is to produce the show on the fly, plus talk. And you know me, I hate silence. Daddy likes it tight, so I hate silence. So me trying to produce the show and get topics and then get Kate involved in the topics. I send out, like, I start a note and basically put all the topics down so Duchess can see it. Now, here's the problem. Duchess has a life too. She's got a job. That's why she's not here tonight. She's been working since like 8 o'clock this morning, and it's here. It's 8 o'clock at night, 12 hours. She's still going like the Energizer Bunny. So she doesn't have a lot of time for this. So I try to set it up where it makes it easier for her to just take, okay, here's the topics we're going to do. Here's bullet points on the stories. Matter of fact, if I could, if I could, and I can, so I will. I'll just kind of show you what it looks like, if you don't mind. A little behind the scenes look of what we do. So here we go. So there it is, 306, and then Deuce sent in the War of 1812 correction. My hunting trip. There is the ULR to get to the story, and then there's a little bit of basically the facts of it, and influenceable, which I didn't even get into this. I forgot about this. I could do that story, to be quite honest with you. I don't think, I go up here, put this up here. Something for later. But, so I have this, Pete fucked up, and then, trust black women and all the little Boomer Bob, that coward, that traitor who sent $5 to Steel Toe. I had that clip ready to go. So I have all this, and then I take those and then I download the video from all those clips. And then I go, so then at the end, there's a voicemail. And then what I do is I throw everything in, and this right here is the show notes that I put I put the audio into a thing called Cast Magic. That spits out like a summary and points. And so this is the show notes here. So that's how I do that. That's fun. It's a lot of fun. What happened? How come I can't? I don't know. I can't get back to that one scene that I wanted to. Is it this one? There it is. I'm learning because, you know how I am. Send it. No, you didn't. You'd lie. You did not. You sent $5. Don't make me pull receipts, Bob. Because I have them. Where is it? Come on. Is this thing not allowing me to do shit all of a sudden? What's going on here? I got too much going on. Where did it go? I know I have the video here. Oh, there it is. Don't threaten me with a good time. All right, share screen. Here it is. There it is. Boomer Bob, $5. You forgot $5. But the thing was, what captured this was that Misery Clips clipped this for the simple reason that I think that April sent in, I guess she sent it through Venmo or PayPal. She sent in a donation, and you can see his face when he sees it. I think this is April that does this. I'll play this.
PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rant. Oh my. I can't say who this is, but I'll just say I'm glad to hear from them. It's very surprising that I'm hearing from this particular person after, I would say, recent history. But let's just call it a former mainstay on Steel Toe. Says, anonymous, I got $2, one for each of you.
I can't see where that's anybody else but April. Not with the look on his face. Because like I said last night, he's not that good of an actor. Like you can see that, right? Let me see.
PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rant. Oh my.
He said the name? I don't believe him. What Bob, what was the name that he said? Who is this Steel Toe staple that did this? I think it was April, and he's trying to cover his tracks because he's not a good actor. I'm sorry, he's just not. All right, let's try this again. There we go. Why doesn't it go back to that? Why does it have to? I don't know. Some weird account that hasn't donated in a long time. I don't know. I call bullshit. Where is it?
I call bullshit.
Yes, Deuce, I do. I call bullshit. But yeah, I do think that I think that was April. You know what? Let me have this one because that show sucks since she's off the show and they're divorced now. I don't like it. Get the Dean's racist joke. Which rate? Oh, well, you want me to play that? I guess I can. I have it here. So it was a voicemail. So we get the voicemail. And this was Neil's. This was Half Black Neil's voicemail.
Hey, yo, what's good, my niggas? This is Half Black Neil. What do you call two niggers fucking? Fucking niggers.
And then I was going to do this. Get in trouble for that. And then Dean's always got a good one, but Dean's isn't as bad.
Hey guys, it's always good to call the voice line. I heard some people talking about this group called the KKK, and they're kind of a racist group. So I thought I'd attend one of their meetings and see what it's all about. And when I showed up, there was just nothing but a bunch of blacks hanging around.
I get it. Yeah, I have, what do I have, 5 now? I have 5 Kate laughs. Or no, I have 4. Like, this is my favorite. I love the desk slap. That's my bet. And then, so I have a laugh track now. I have that, and I have the Jackie laugh. That one. Is that the wedding ring hitting the desk? That's probably what it is. Let me see. That, and then there's this one, I think, is where she slaps the desk again, too. Did. But anyhow, so this morning when I woke up, I'm just looked like we have 4 people here now. And again, I get it. I just piled on and decided to do something, but I would like the show to grow. And I listened to the show, and the show sounds entertaining to me. But then again, it's my sensibilities. Like, if I was looking for a show, the Boomer Bunker would be the show that I was looking for. Sometimes I wonder if it's too long, because I see other podcasts, they only basically do an hour. And then some people would say, wow, you know what? You guys go for 2. Maybe you should just go for an hour, or do 2 hours and then put out, you do 2 nights a week, 2 hours, and then put out an hour show. And then you'd have four shows, an hour each. I need to clip that gas, Dean. Clip she did. Okay. You guys are talking. I'm going to yell at you now like Eric would. What are you guys doing talking in the chat? You guys are having a chat thing back and forth. Apparently, I was listening to his show this morning. Apparently, he upset one of the trolls, internet trolls, and the internet trolls tried to cancel him because he said something about the soldiers. He doesn't, apparently, Eric isn't a fan of the soldiers. And so he said something on Who Are These Broadcasts that pissed that guy off, and that guy ran to Reddit, sent a voicemail to Carl, and and Eric's like, I love this, and I don't know, I don't really. You got to be careful if you get into the Dabbleverse, and then you get those Dabbleverse guys on your ass. They'll make your life miserable. They'll crawl up your ass like an open umbrella. They'll find everything out about you in your entire life, and they'll put it out on the internet. Hence, what happened to Aaron Emholt with all the shit that he's going through. Bob's right. Bob says Zane could disappear. Wouldn't care. I get it. Yeah. I dabble in the Dabbleverse a little bit, but when I go in there, I'm careful. I'm respectful. I don't get, well, I'll tell you one thing. If you want to talk about shit that happened through, podcasting, one thing that basically Dave beat out of me was me taking myself too seriously. Like, I just know that I'm just some old guy on the interwebs who's doing this for fun. And, so I'm not upstairs watching Fox News every time every 5 minutes. Where'd it go? Oh my God, what happened now? I don't want to be that old person. So, this is kind of, to me, this is what keeps my brain somewhat alive and working. But I always think of this show and how I can improve it. Should we go to an hour? If we did an hour, then I could put an intro and an outro on it, and we do it twice a week, and you guys can watch it here live, and then I can cut it up and edit it, and then put it out as 4 episodes. But would anybody listen to it if it was shorter? And would that make a difference? I don't know. See, these are the things. Like me, in my Swiss cheese brain mind, I would like to try that. 1 hour, 5 times a week. 1 hour, 5 times. See, here's the problem. I could do it, but Duchess can't. I mean, there's no way she could do it 1 hour, 5 times a week. Paul would divorce her. And I can understand that. I don't even know if she'd want to do this 1 hour, 5 times a week. But, I wasn't humble in the very beginning, Bob. You know me. I used to fight with everybody. I'd fist fight. I would internet fight with everybody on here. And now I just take a look. I'm a dumb old guy on the internet that's trying to do too much with too little. And I have fun with it. That's one thing about the Boomer Bunker. Every time we come on, I enjoy it. It's so much fun to do, to come in here, have Kate and I pick at each other sometimes. Yeah, and Bob's right. We did a 2-hour Monday through Friday for 6 weeks. Bob says we had to break you, John, in order to fix you. That's what Rubberneckers was for. Guess what? Mission accomplished. Listen, I'm just a cuddly teddy bear now. When I first started in here with the Discord nitwits, as I called them, I think I coined Discord nitwits the first day I was in Discord. And once I got in there with the Discord nitwits, man, it was like walking into and stepping on a yellow jacket hive, man. They'd come at you and sting you from all different situations. Week 2, episode 6, John had a doctor's appointment, so I had Saul fill in. Oh, that's right. I had to go somewhere. We couldn't do the morning show, and Saul filled in for you for the one day. That was back before. It's really weird. How long ago was that? I'm trying to, because to me, it's 2025. To me, it feels like it's 2020 still. Like 5 years just clipped right off. And it's weird. It's weird how fast this has happened and how long we've been doing this. Well, look, the Boomer Bunker's 300 episodes, and I think there was 36 episodes of the Bullhorn podcast before that. So anyhow, this morning I messaged Kate and I said, I don't know, I'm looking at this show. It's not getting any better. Although I do think the content looks pretty good. It's not growing as a show. It's just stagnant. And I'm like, what am I going to do? And maybe it's because we do video and I'm just like a fat old guy and somebody looks at me and says, oh, I'm not watching this fat old guy. I'll just, whatever. And I said to Kate, I said, if you had a better co-host, a better looking, younger, better co-host, your show would probably do better than this show. I think I'm the anchor that drags this down, to be quite honest with you. When you did, so here's what Bob says. When you did episode 300 and recap, you were very wrong on the lore. I am? Well, that's how I remember it. See, this is what's wrong with history. The people that write history are the ones that, it could be wrong. I don't know that. We did the Bullhorn, changed name, then Rubberneckers episode 7 happened, and we didn't talk for 5 weeks. We worked it out, and it started the bunker, the morning show. Oh, is that how that worked out? I know we didn't talk for a while. I was pissed at all of you. I wouldn't have walked across the street and pissed on you if you were on fire after Rubberneckers. But see, that's the thing. The thing with Rubberneckers, I thought Rubberneckers could really be a good show if we actually did a show, but everybody on there just wanted to fuck around, and it wasn't something that I was interested in. And then that morning, or whatever time it was, I was talking to Deuce, and Deuce is like, yeah, something, that Rubbernecker show, I don't know. These guys are always like picking on you, and it's very disrespectful. Whatever he said, I can't remember what, but we had this conversation about, I don't really think that that's your gig or whatever. And I went in and I started the show, and then those guys did that thing where, well, this wasn't really the best thing. And then donut, fat was born. I lost my shit. But in all honesty, if I have to say, I was the anchor of the show, because once I quit, it went one more episode and that was it. I had to come back out, pick it out of the trash heap, dust it all off, clean it up, and then do 93 more episodes. Rubberneckers was 6, 5 who showed up, banging on each other while discussing news topics. Probably. Yeah. That's what it was supposed to be. Yes, Bob wanted to call it the George Floyd podcast. I don't think that would have went over well. I don't think it would have went over well, but it would have been fun. Look, and then again, even with Rubberneckers, we brought it back, and it was Dave, Bob, and I, and then Dave and I would fight, and Bob would just kind of stand back and let us fist fight. And then then Bob left, and I brought Jody on, and it was Jody, Bob, and I. And then Dave left, and then we brought in Edward and Josh. And then Edward and Josh quit, and then it was just me and Jody until episode 100. And then Jody was getting guests, which was kind of cool. But that's what I'm saying. That show evolved. Like, it went into 3 different versions of itself. All right, let me bring this up. In the morning show, Dave and Devin would stream snipe us, and I would piss you off bringing it up on a show live. Yes. Yeah. Because again, I didn't think of it. Like I said, I was still working my way through my, what would you call it? My mental illness. I should have just thought of it was funny and played into it, but I didn't, because I don't know. I guess because I was too serious. I really wanted to make things work, and I didn't care. I didn't want to. That was tomfoolery and shenanigans, and I wasn't playing into it when I should have just been playing into it. Yeah, it's weird. Like, Devin's dead. Dave's basically gone. You don't see him anymore. All he's doing is terrorizing girl chat rooms around the internet. Who knows? Jody's off doing shitty song of the week, and Andrew and those guys, they were basically playing Dungeons and Dragons. They're not even into podcasting anymore. That was one thing that I really thought, if his heart was in it, I really thought Andrew could do well at podcasting. I thought he had the chops to be funny enough to be a podcaster. But apparently, and who knows, he's just a kid. He's in his 20s now. If he ever decides one day to pick it up, it would work. He would work. It would work for him. He'd do a good job at it. But, yeah, I don't know. Or the other thing about Boomer Bunker, is it too topical? Like, in other words, do we do too much politics? Should we stay away from politics and just do other news stories? I don't know. These are the things that drive me crazy. These are the things that keep me up at night. Bob says, that's the note a guitarist hits accidentally in the studio that makes the song. I guess you're right. Yeah, it's one of those happy mistakes that you do, and then it comes back, and it becomes, I guess, basically becomes part of the show lore. Bob lives for those notes on live. Oh my God. It's funny. If I was able to, since we're just messing around here and it's not a big deal, if I go into the Boomer Bunker, I always have some videos of what we used to what we did, like the outtakes and stuff. I wonder if I have any of them. Of course, my drive's loading up now, but I think we did. We played Silent Bomb. Oh my God! Here it is, right here. Do I do this? This is really, you want to talk about going back in the day. Here it is, the episode that would live in infamy. There's me. Where's Bob? Bob's down there. He's smoking a cigarette. We got Colin here. There's rest in peace, Devin and Dave. Does this start? This is before we even
I
started.
thought we were going to use the intro, the 30-second thing.
What 30-second thing? What exactly are you doing, Colin?
I'm running the show.
How? What does that even mean?
Dave's running the StreamYard. I'm running the show.
Oh my God.
He's wearing his girlfriend's hat.
So we start a
No.
bit early to play the remix. The remix was never supposed to be part of the show. It's just previously on before we start the show.
So you don't want it in the audio? Okay. That's all you have to do is say that.
Or
Dave.
you put it at the end.
That's what you want. That's
We've
what
got a
I'll do.
little bit of a problem with having like 20 minutes of stuff before the show starts.
Like this.
Yeah, like this. And my fucking alarm going off. Why I've got an 8 o'clock alarm?
Okay, so again, this is. I'll sit there just like, okay, here we go. Let's just get into the show. Colin was supposed to run the show. His very first time he ever was supposed to run the show.
That's unprofessional.
Time to get up.
Bob's sitting back. He's got his feet up on the desk like some asshole. What are we doing here? Look at this crew. How was I supposed to make a show with this? Huh? That's what I'd like to know.
Why is it time to get up at 8 o'clock?
No, you tell me.
Is this
What
entertaining
the
to anybody?
fuck?
Are we doing the intro?
All right,
or-
where's the fucking cold open from Bob?
Bit on a
Chris Cornell.
bit. Bit on a
Chris Cornell was found dead in his
bit. My mechanic,
Chris Cornell.
proctologist, we get checked for a hernia once a week.
Huh?
Funny, better funny, more comedian,
Chris Cornell.
better comedian, more funny.
He did the Doge meme. Quote unquote. Chris Cornell. Chris Cornell. Quote unquote. Chris Cornell. Instead of meme, he did the Doge meme. Supposedly. I thought it was a really good show that night. No, supposedly. Control.
See, here's my problem with this. I'm starting to get aggravated all over again. I had a rule that the opening should be no more than a minute 30. Yeah, again, Dave wanted, it was like a 3-minute opening. I'm trying to see, let me see if I can scrub ahead to this and see where, look, okay, finally. Here, let me see if I can back this up. All right, I think this is almost done. And just boom, cold.
All right, you get the idea.
You get the idea.
It's fish.
Previously on Rubberneckers. There we go. That's a little late.
Do me a favor, can you say that one more time without saying leave a little space at the end there for me?
Previously on Rubberneckers.
Thank you. I forgot I used to edit this show. I used to try to tighten this show up to make it sound somewhat gooder. And like right now, what am I doing with a fan in the background? Like, why did I clean that up back there? What am I doing?
Anything for you, John? So is there not a cold open and then an intro? Yeah. Way to run the show there,
Cold.
buddy.
Cold open.
Oh, is
If
that
you've ever put the gas nozzle into your car and had sexual thoughts, performed 3 Tampa turnarounds in the last 3 days, or just told John Jamingo to go fuck a donut for no reason at all, you, my friends, might be a rubbernecker.
We ain't got massive packers. We watch the world burn.
Look at Devin.
Nobody ever learn. We're the rubberneckers. We ain't no home wreckers. We like to rant a lot. Got a little Mexican as a mascot. We're the rubberneckers. Apply some fucking pressure. Longer than 8 minutes 46. We ain't no drunky bitch. We're the rubberneckers. We ain't no fucking beggars. We watch the world burn. Ain't nobody ever learn. Especially them stupid ass. What the fuck we gonna do about them?
Hola and welcome back to another dumbass episode of Rubberneckers for old fucks and young bucks alike. We got Dave, John, Bob, no fucking Andrew, Colin, and myself. Let's go.
All right. Before we get into the Andrew shit, because I know Devin's gonna want to dive into that, I would like to show some appreciation for Rubberneckers. We broke some records today.
What's that?
So today we have the most amount of Rubberneckers episodes on the RSS feed.
Hell
which
yeah.
is 7. And
Lucky
then we
number
have the
7.
most
Not true.
Australian-based. What is it? 8?
Well, this would be.
How do we have 7 when we're recording?
This would be number 7 when it goes
Yep.
up. And then we have the
When it
most amount
goes
of
up.
Australian-based articles on the trailer board, which is 2.
Don't forget, Andrew has broken the record for most missed episodes by any member of the show.
Holy shit.
Is that 2 or 3? Because I've missed 2. As well.
Those
I've-
techies.
I've also missed 2, so it's not the most yet.
It's 2.5.
But you still popped in, though. You still popped in.
I guess so.
You were
I
in
would
like the delivery room and shit, but you popped in.
Just for John, I'd like to take a moment of silence to appreciate the records we broke today.
I'm already getting upset. I'm upset now.
We should
I'm
say the
getting
prayer.
upset again. Oh, here we go
What's
with the
the-
prayer.
Oh, we
What's
can
the
say
prayer?
Podfather, who
Jesus
art in
Christ.
Jersey, Jamingo be his name. His delivery comes, it is soon gone, and sent to donut heaven. Give us this day our weekly show, and subscribeth to our Patreon, as we protect those who pass fake 20s and deliver the knee of Derek. Amen. Amen.
There you go. All right, now we can get into.
See, here's the deal. Dave is running the show. He's the producer. Well, he's producing the show. He's doing all the elements and stuff. He's doing what I would normally do. And Colin is trying to run the show. And well, listen, I've already lost my mind here somewhere. Okay. And I'm sitting here and I'm getting more and more aggravated through this whole thing because I just want to grab it and straighten it out. And
Who's a female that he considers a mother figure. And it's so bad that he could not be here for the show today.
I sincerely
Right.
doubt that.
Maybe he's practicing for when something happens to his real mother.
And maybe he doesn't give a shit about the show. Right?
I don't think so. I'm going to defend Andrew because I used to work at
Yes, so
Subway.
am
I'd work there every day with one other person. And you get pretty close to the people you work with. She died from like stage 4 cancer, and it kind of got to me. But
Did you miss work because of it?
did I what?
Did you ever miss a shift because she died?
Yeah,
of
I called off the next day when I figured out. It kind of sucked.
Yeah, I mean,
But
what's she gonna do? Write you up? She's dead.
who is this person? This person's the person that replaced his manager that already died or something.
We don't know. We have no
No
idea.
one
who-
knows.
Nor do we
That's
care. She
Well,
could be
Colin-
the waffle fry lady for all we know.
Yeah,
Colin,
yes, Dave.
did she die of a funny form of cancer or one of the
No,
unfunny
she's a smoker,
forms?
lung cancer.
now I know why this show didn't do well. It's not very good. And I go back, it's not a well-run show. It sucked. Rubberneckers sucked. That's why it didn't do well. I'm not going to bore you again through this. Jesus Christ. The best part of that was when I rage quit. This is the episode now. My ex-wife came out 10 minutes before the show and accused me of cheating with her with a woman online. Well, you know, Bob, I've never seen anybody as jealous as your ex-wife. Holy cow. I mean, seriously, never seen anybody as jealous as your ex-wife. It was insane the amount of shit that you had to put up with. I don't know how you did it. I really don't. That's why, well, we started doing the bullhorn. Is that what happened? We started doing, I don't remember what happened. We took time off. We were doing the bullhorn and we had to take time off because you were done. You're like, look, dude, it's either this show or my marriage. And we didn't do the show for a month, I think. And I don't know, you just called me up one day and said, you want to do a show tonight? And I said, don't threaten me with a good time. I can be ready in 15 minutes. And that's what happened. 15 minutes, we came back and we did the show. And I think that weekend you said, on a Sunday, you said, would you like to do a show every morning? And I'm like, okay. And that's what happened. Yeah, that's what happened. I mean, basically, that's how the Boomer Bunker started, because you said, let's do a show every day. And I'm like, that's a lot, but okay, let's try it. We stopped the bunker for 2 months. Thanksgiving at 22. Is that how that worked? I don't remember that, but I guess you're right. I mean, if you remember it, I don't. I remember we took 2 months off because Tammy was on the warpath. She went to Hawaii and I got mad. Oh, that's right. She went to Hawaii and got mad because I went live by myself. Oh, that's right. That's right. She was off vacationing in Hawaii and you were home because I guess you had to work or whatever. And you decided to live stream and she got pissed off because you live streamed while she wasn't even in the state. Man, oh man. I wonder what man she's terrorizing now. I wonder what poor guy is getting terrorized by her right now. Holy shit. We all have crazy ones in our background. I know that. But yeah, that was some time when we would do all that. And it seems like just yesterday, but I haven't had that upstairs studio in at least 2 years, maybe 3 now. So everything's been down here in the podcast dungeon. She's doing fine, living alone, nice house, and okay. Spends time traveling with my former dog. So basically, Bob, you basically drove her away from men. Is that what you're saying? After Bob, she's like, you know what? I'm swearing off men. I'm not having any more men. That's the end of that. Screw that. I'm not doing that. What a sin. Where did I was going to bring something up now. All right. I got to get back into I was going to bring because one of the things I wanted to talk about, since I really don't have a whole lot of stuff, where did it go? I have a video here. And so I know Bob is, and I am a fan of the No Agenda show, also Professor Tom. And we love a good conspiracy theory. But this one kind of cracks me up because it's about this police chief. And this guy, if he's the police chief of your town or your area, get the hell out of there because something bad's going to happen. He's like, if you see that guy from the bald guy from the Weather Channel show up, you know, you're in deep shit. You know, there's a hurricane coming or a tornado coming. What was that guy's name? I can see his face, but I can't remember his name. This is why soon I might have to stop podcasting soon. All right. So listen to this.
I shouldn't see this.
Maui County Mayor Richard Bisson is calling for the police chief, John Pelletier, to be on leave after he was named in a lawsuit tying him to Hollywood celebrity Sean Diddy Combs.
Oh, wait.
Okay. So you're like, well, who's this Jim Cantore? Thank you. Jim Cantore. Yeah. If Jim Cantore shows up in your town, get out. There's going to be some kind of catastrophe weather situation. All right. So the police chief of Maui, they're putting him on leave because he was I guess he was connected with Sean Puffy Combs, P. Diddy. Well, he's like, well, who's that guy? Well, he's the police chief during the Maui fires when all that shit happened. Wait, where was he before that?
Wait a second. Isn't that guy also the same guy that was in?
My name is John Pelletier. I'm a captain with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department.
But wait, there's more.
Now you're just like, well, okay, well, wasn't that during that shooting at the concert? No stranger to tragedy. Maui Police Chief John Pelletier led response to the 2017 Vegas massacre. Same guy. Is this thing wrong?
No, there's still more.
That is possible. That's what we're sharing here internally. That is possible that there will be many children.
As Maui students return to school, as many children as among 850 missing after deadly fires. 850 children are missing. Will they burn up? What happened? I mean, that fire in Maui, and nobody's saying anything. There's a big goddamn fence around it, and it's just a mystery. Well, it's a mystery. And the mainstream media, they're not saying shit. They're not saying shit about this. But if you put a reporter on a signal call with the Department of Defense people, oh my God, they can't shut the fuck up about it. I mean, that's all they talk about. But this Maui fire and everything that's going on and people out of their houses and losing their land and all that other shit, 850 children missing and people burnt beyond recognition. Not a story. No one. You can't go there. If you wanted to go there to do a story on this, they'll throw you out or put you in jail. This guy takes too long.
You can't make this up, man.
I oversee the Major Violator and Narcotics Bureau.
Former Metro Police Captain is refuting claims that he was involved in a cover-up related to Sean Diddy Combs. In a criminal complaint, it alleges that current Maui Police Chief John Pelletier was hired to provide security for Combs back in 2018. It claims Pelletier posed as a sheriff's deputy in California to respond to an alleged gang rape involving Combs. The complaint also claims all defendants directly committed violations of aiding, abetting, and inducing the sex trafficking venture and sex trafficking of plaintiffs in this suit.
We got Jim. Look back at his history here with the department shows that he was actually praised for his dedication to sexual assault prevention, which may be surprising for some given the allegations of this lawsuit.
So let me see if I got this straight. The same guy that was the commanding officer at the time of the 2017 Las Vegas shooting, which to this day is extremely hard to explain and doesn't make any sense at all for a mountain of reasons that I can't go into because it would make the video way too long. Clearly seems to be a very manufactured event. That same commander is also the guy who was in charge when Maui gets hit with the biggest wildfire in history and tons of kids go missing randomly. And then coincidentally, he now gets named in the Diddy case as somebody who, while he was in Vegas, was over the Major Violator and Narcotics Bureau in Las Vegas, and that he was there for more than 22 years and is being named in the case with Diddy. Man.
All right. So, again, where does this guy come? Like, no one's saying anything about this dude. You would think that if he was a Republican or if he wasn't part of the deep state or wasn't trafficking children to the elites, that want all that, whatever they do with these kids. And I'm not saying whatever they're doing with these kids. Are you kidding me? So anyhow, this is the stuff I'm talking about. The news, this should be what they're focusing on. This story. What's going on in Maui? What's going on in Los Angeles? What's happening in Western North Carolina and Eastern Kentucky? They should be all over this. They should be crawling up the asses of all the government officials down there trying to figure out what's going on. and nothing. But if you put a reporter on a Signal group chat and there's plans for an attack on the Houthis, minus the Blowfish, then it's 24/7 coverage, and they won't let it go. They will not let it go. They're just trying. Again, they're trying to make fetch happen. The same thing they did with January 6th. January 6th was a nothing burger. It really was. Some people went in there. They fucked around in the Capitol. They attacked police. They went into Nancy Pelosi's office. Those people should have went to jail. I don't know how long they should have went to jail for, but they should have went to jail. But the police were letting other people on. They thought they were in on a tour. They thought they were just in there on a tour. They went. The guy, the president of the Proud Boys, he wasn't even in the state, and he got 18 years. So then Trump comes in and he pardons everybody. I don't think I would have done that. I think I would have pardoned everybody that wasn't into some kind of violent shit. But the people that went with the violent shit, what am I up to, Duchess? Just in here because I'm bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. So if you're home and you want to jump on, that's fine. If you don't, I get it. But anyhow, that January 6th committee, they did everything they could not to have Donald Trump as president for the second time. They might even have stolen an election. We don't know. Maybe. We'll see we'll find out. Maybe. And then they get Trump out of office. Now he's going to run again. They do everything. They even try to shoot him twice. And now he's the president again. And they're all running for cover. And they're still trying to throw every trash can in front of them, everything to slow them down. So Pop says, I'm playing racist jokes with your laugh track under each one. That's not true. I did it once because Dean was asking me what I thought of half black Neil's voicemail. And I said, I thought it was funny. Kate, not so much. I wasn't disparaging. You know what Kate's doing that thing where somebody says something in the chat and she believes them. She believes them over her own co-host, right? Kate, are you home? Do you have some wine? I'm sure you can't do this now. You're probably tired and lost your mind, everything that's going on. But you know how to get in here. So if you want to come in and hang out for a second, you can. So yeah, I'm just did I play? Of course I played your laugh. I have to. It's my favorite part of it. We were talking about how you slap the you're at the Wawa getting coffee. Okay. I was talking about how you slap your wedding ring on the counter with the. It's my favorite part, the smacking. Oh, your event just ended. Wow. Budweiser says the bit at the beginning where AI Kate went on a racist rant about Jasmine Cracker was hilarious. You guys are going to get me in trouble. That never happened. Never happened. If we were deciding if it was a wedding ring or a pimp ring. Well, you did not. I did not say that. I said it was a wedding ring. That was me slapping my hand on the desk. Yeah, but is it your wedding ring hand or is it your other hand? I think it's your other hand. No, I think it's your wedding ring hand because it makes it's almost a metallic. Listen again. Duchess, I wear my pimp ring when I visit John. See, now the old John would have got upset about that. The new John just laughs it right off. But anyhow, I was also talking about, you know me, Duchess. I sit here and I obsess over the show and what could make it better and what should be better. And, should we do 2 hours and then cut it into 4 shows or, is the show too long? Should we just do 2 1-hour shows? Like this has been going through my mind today as I'm doing other things. This is running in the back of my mind. And I told him about what we talked about today, how you would probably have a better show, a more popular show if I wasn't here. If you actually had a co-host that didn't look like Santa Claus. Eric Zane, the segments, not kind of, sort of, but we're not doing it for, I'm not doing it for that. All right, let me try to explain. Eric Zane takes his 2-hour show and cuts it into 2 1-hour episodes. And why he does that is so he can get more ad revenue. So, because it goes by downloads. So if you're going to download part 1, you're going to download part 2. So let's get crazy and say he gets 1,000 downloads and you get $25 CPM, which is $25 for every ad in that. So let's say he has 5 ads, and that's the pre-roll ads, the ones that they just place in there. So if he has like 2 in the beginning and then maybe 2 in the mid-roll and then 2 at the end, let's say, because usually your pre-roll and your mid-roll are the highest. So you get 25, 25, and then 1 at the end, you get 10. So you figure that's 50, 50, and 10 is 70. So he gets $70 for his advertising on that. Now, if he puts out 2 1-hour episodes, he doubles it. He gets 140. That's not why I'm doing it. The reason I would cut it in half is because some people look at a podcast and they go, I wonder what's going on. They go, oh, 2 hours. That's a lot. That's a lot to listen to. But I can do an hour. I can do an hour. And then I see other podcasters, Wheelbarrow Full of Dicks, the podcast that I don't mention anymore. They're basically an hour. A lot of them have cut everything down to an hour. They're not doing 2-hour, 3-hour shows. But I don't know. To me, a 2-hour show is nothing. I love listening to a 2-hour show. And to be honest, I think our show, same thing with Brand X. Brand X is usually 2 hours. Our shows, I think it's a quick listen. Like, I think it's like, you're like, oh my God, it's over already? Wow, that was quick. So, I don't know. I got an empty head, and every once in a while, some ideas just go rolling around in it, like a top. It just goes spinning around in there, and I think of things. Bob says, March Madness has the good TV shows off air. Oh, yeah. See, I'm not even into March Madness this year. I haven't watched college basketball in forever. Forever. I can't even put up. Bob, I can't even put up what you just put on there. Oh, my God. Racism. It's terrible, Bob. How dare you? Yeah, so anyhow, that's basically what I was doing. And I came down here to get something for Mike. And then I'm like, well, why don't I just go on and talk to the peeps? But there's only 5 peeps in here. I could do this in Discord. I could talk to the same 5 people in Discord as I'm doing right now. It is what it is. So, yeah. I was thinking, and I was going to talk to Jason Alme about setting up to do a conspiracy theory show. What did he call that? Creatures of the Night? Because there's a lot of stuff we could talk about now. I mean, you've got that what kind of ship that's under the water off the eastern coast of Florida that are shooting drones up, and the Navy knows about it, the Army knows about it, everybody knows about it, but nothing's happening. We also have the California wildfires. They've also started wildfires in South Carolina. They did the same thing with, again, sometimes if there's a natural disaster, it basically is a way of kicking people off their land and reclaiming the land back. Now, if you put your tinfoil hat on, the land where that valley where everything got washed away in western northern Carolina, they say that's where a lot of the rare minerals, the rare earth minerals that we need are there, and they have to mine them. So they say they'll never get houses put back on there. That land's going to be taken. And next thing you know, in 5 years or so, we'll be in there mining those rare earth minerals. So we'll see what happens. Same thing like Hawaii. Yeah, like Hawaii. All of a sudden there's a fire, and the police chief that was in Las Vegas for the shooting is now the police chief of Miami. We have this big giant fire. Who else is out there? Oprah. Her house didn't get burnt down. Why? She has a blue roof. And then you see all these fires. Everything's burnt to a crisp, but there's an umbrella that's got it's a blue umbrella, and it's not touched. So, yep. Where's the tinfoil for my hat? Absolutely. You got the Denver airport to talk about. You've got that mountain in the Rockies where apparently there's a alien civilization living under there. We know about it. The military knows about it. And we can go down there, and we have went down there, and we see the beings, and we don't talk to them, but like sometimes we interact with them or whatever. And it's like, it's like it's in Philadelphia. There's certain neighborhoods you don't go in. Yeah, blue cars. There's blue cars there. There's a car sitting there, burnt to a crisp, so hot that the magnesium in the wheels have melted in a puddle. And there's a blue car next to it. Fine. Nothing wrong with it. Please explain that to me. Please explain that to me. The same way when we start talking, okay, here we go. Because I had this. Come on. What's going on? Do I have to start my computer again or something? That's never going to happen. I have. Oh, here we go. It's going to take. I hear the hard drive. Here we go. See, whenever we talk about the World Trade Center, I see this and I'm like, if you can explain this to me, then I'm all on board. But here we go.
July 24th, 2001. Larry A. Silverstein, who already owned World Trade Center 7.
Silverstein? A Jew?
Signs a $3.2 billion 99-year lease on the entire World Trade Center complex 6 weeks before 9/11. Included in the lease is a $3.5 billion insurance policy, specifically covering acts of terrorism.
Okay. Now, in whatever year it was, they did try to blow up one of the towers with a bomb, a truck bomb. And I forget when that was, 98, was it? So, okay, I can understand why you would put terrorism in there. I get that. But then you hear it says a stock price is about to fall, puts most put expire after 90 days. So investors typically buy them short before he expects the stock prices to drop. But options in United, Boeing, and American all grew in value when the stock market reopened Monday because the stock prices of the three companies fell dramatically. United, for example, fell $13.32 during the day. On September 6th, put volume on United Airlines was 3,150 more than 4 times its average daily put volume this year, according to the data from the Options Cleaning Corporation. Put volume for Boeing on September 7th totaled 27,294, more than 5 times the average. So basically, somebody was shorting these stocks.
September 6th, 2001, 3,150 put options are placed on United Airlines stock. A put option is a bet that a stock will fall. That day, put options were more than 4 times its daily average. Bomb-sniffing dogs are pulled from the World Trade Center, and security guards end 2 weeks of 12-hour shifts. September 7th, 2001, 27,294 put options are placed on Boeing stock, more than 5 times the daily average. September 10th, 2001, 4,516 put options are placed on American Airlines, almost 11 times its daily average. San Francisco Mayor Willie Brown receives a phone call warning him not to fly the next morning. And in Pakistan, at a military hospital, all of the urologists are replaced by a special team in order to host their guest of honor, Osama bin Laden, who is carefully escorted inside to be watched carefully and looked after.
I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot going on there, ladies and gentlemen. Just saying. And then you have, they were doing a hijacking exercise. The military was doing a hijacking exercise, just happened to be doing it on September 11th. And then when they scrambled jets because there was a plane heading for Washington, D.C., they scrambled them and sent them out over the ocean. And they were like 180 miles out over the ocean, and they had to turn around and come back. I mean, there's a lot of shenanigans that are going on around 9/11. And as far as I'm concerned, and I say this all the time, anybody that can explain to me how the World Trade Center 7 just imploded on itself in its own footprint without being hit by a plane just because it was on fire. If you can explain that one to me, okay, fine. But I'm sorry, there's never been a steel building that has burnt, that has collapsed on itself ever, except those 3 buildings. So I'm just saying. They shot the shit out of Flight 93. Well, they probably did. They probably did do that. That's the one that was heading for the White House. Now, this is what again, I think I've watched every documentary on 9/11 because I don't believe any of this shit. Same thing with the Kennedy assassination. I don't believe any of that bullshit either. You're telling me that one guy did that? Yeah, I'm sorry. This is where you sit there and you look at it, you go, damn it. I'm terrible at this.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Yeah, absolutely. Kennedy assassination, RFK assassination, the MLK assassination. See, back then there was only 3 news sources basically. You had the newspapers, and they could control the narrative. They could control all the information, and they could stop people from looking into it. And now they can't. The internet has basically let people go and look into this shit. And crazy white women that love this true crime shit, you give them a reason and an internet search, and then they'll get in there and they'll find out shit that nobody knew. Just telling you, a bunch of motivated white women. I shouldn't say white women in general. They love a good true crime story. So yeah, I would love to be able to do it. There's a lot of research that goes into this, when you do some kind of story like that. The one guy that was on Joe Rogan, he basically takes everybody's research, like documentaries, reads all this stuff, and then he takes all the information and basically compiles it, and then he'll do a show about it where he'll bring all that information, basically try to make a story out of it. But like I said, it's a lot of work. There's a lot of work to do it instead of just grabbing some videos, coming on here and talking shit. I don't know. Just saying. All right, let me get back to the chat. Trump needs to release the Kurt Cobain files. I don't know. I don't really think that there's anything there. So does the government really knew how to assassinate people back in the 60s? Yeah. Yes, they did. Yeah, the CIA, certainly they did. Back in the 60s? Absolutely. And the JFK files are out right now, and they're finding all kinds of shenanigans that are going on. But I'm sure that the real smoking guns, they've redacted. I would love I'll be honest with you, I would love them to take what's going on with the 9/11 files and put them out there so people could pour all over them. Courtney Love, oh, here we go. Courtney Love killed him because he was sleeping with Michael Stipe. You mean the guy from REM? Really? Okay. Well, it is what it is. I mean, you find your man in bed with another man, I can understand it. But how did she make it look like a suicide? That's what I'd like to know. And then, again, if you're going to shoot yourself in the head, why a shotgun? Like, that's hard to do. They always say towing the trigger. It's very hard to do. This one goes out to my boyfriend, but all right. I think I've had enough. You guys had enough of me? We will be back Monday with the Boomer Bunker. I'm sure I'll be getting a talking to from my co-host. Courtney wasn't that bright. I agree with that. That I agree with. I agree with she wasn't that. 48-hour live. No, I couldn't. I wouldn't. You couldn't make me. That's ridiculous. 48-hour live stream. It's hard to do too. Yeah, I was bored tonight. I didn't want to just sit and watch TV. There's tons of movies that I could probably watch that I probably should have watched, but I don't know. Just to sit there and watch a movie, it just seems Whatever. Oh, that's right. We did Dave's 44th birthday. I wonder how old Dave is now. Is he 50 yet? Is he that young? God. Why would I get a talking to from you? Because I get a talking to every once in a while. And stuff I do. You get a talking to too. There's sometimes when stuff goes on, we always talk about it. You think he's 50? Wow. That's a sin. Because I didn't realize I was that much older than him. Well, like I said, I'm older than most of you, but I don't feel 63. That's the problem. Well, it depends. When I'm walking, I feel 63. When I'm sitting here doing this or doing other things, I have the mentality of a 16-year-old. Oh, here we go. Check out The Ancient Apocalypse on Netflix. I might do that. See, here's my issue. I don't know if it's an old man thing or whatever. I can sleep for 4 hours. And then once I sleep for 4 hours, I'm up for at least 2. And I cannot get to sleep. I've tried everything. I've tried meditation. I've tried, audiobooks that sleep meditation where you sit there and they breathe and they talk to you and all that. Cannot get back to sleep for 2 hours. And then somewhere around 4 or 5 o'clock, I'll fall asleep. And then I could sleep until 10, but I usually get up at 8 and then come down and start doing whatever I have to do. By 2 o'clock, I'm exhausted. I can't keep my head up. But if I take a nap before the show, then, it's like when you first wake up, you need a cup of coffee, you need to get your brain going. It's hard for me to do that. So by the time I get done doing the Boomer Bunker, whenever we get done, like 8:30, and by the time I, get the show out, show notes, show art and all that, by the time I get done that, I can barely keep my eyes open. So then I just crawl up, jump in bed, then fall asleep until 2 o'clock in the morning and then start the whole thing over again. Yeah, you get the midday sleepies. It's a sin. Why don't we like Mexicans and take the midday siesta? Everybody should take all we need is like a 2-hour nappy poo. 2-hour nappy poo. Wouldn't it be great? Like at 2 o'clock, you can lay down, take like a nice 2-hour nap, and get back up, and you'd be good until like midnight. I think it would be great. Like as humans, I think that would work for us. Yeah, you see, but when you're working, you can't get the nappies. Bob says, I get the sleepies this afternoon, so I went to the local record store and got some records. I don't get whatever. I don't understand buying vinyl anymore. Like I have Apple Music and I have about 300 songs on my playlist that, if I'm working during the day, I just put it on low, hit shuffle, and it plays all my music. Why you go out and buy albums? Then you got to take it out of sleep, put it on the thing, drop the needle on the record, till the drum beats go like this. That I know, but I can't think of Jim Cantor. Bob says, I don't understand ordering groceries. Okay. Point taken. Well, I'll tell you how it works. You take your phone, you pick out everything you want, they drop it off at the door, you bring it in, it's here. I don't understand getting in your car, driving to a store, getting out, getting a cart, walking all around the store, putting everything in there. Okay. Then put it on a thing. Then you bag it up, bring it home, drag it in the house, then put everything away. They do it for you. And it comes here. It saves so much time. Other people fingering your food. It's wrapped in shit. It's in a box. It's wrapped in plastic. Yeah, I mean, I love it. I did it what's today? The other day, I just had people, I do it for Walmart. I use the Walmart app. Boop, 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 boop. Pays for it. Tip the guy. Throw him a 10 spot. They bring it, drop it right at the back door, drag it in the house, put everything away. Produce isn't wrapped in plastic. You wash it, don't you? Don't you wash your produce? What do you think they did? What do you think the filthy people picking your fruit and then putting it out there and all that? What do you think? You think their hands are clean? You're worried about the person that picks it up and puts it in the bag for you? Is that what you're worried about? How many times has that shit been handled before it gets out there for you to touch it? That doesn't worry you? That doesn't bother you? Okay. I'm not saying you listen, I'm not saying do it. I'm just saying it works for me. Okay. I get it. If plastic bags are banned there, what does your groceries arrive in when you order them? A plastic bag, a thicker plastic reusable bag. I have thrown out at least 300 of them. I have 200 of them here now. Yeah, it's the dumbest thing. Here's the dumb thing. Okay. So you go pick your fruit out and your vegetables. All right. They have a plastic bag that you pull down and you put them in so you can tie them up and you put that in your cart. But you can't have a plastic bag to put that plastic bag in the plastic bag to take home. That's too bad for the environment. I swear to God, I would love to just take and hit fucking Governor Bill Murphy right behind the ear with a fucking aluminum baseball bat. I mean, that is bullshit. No, I'm not. You know what? I'm not donating them plastic bags. Fuck them. I got to pay 75 cents per bag to get this shit to my house, and now I'm supposed to donate them. What I would like to do is put them all together and go to the governor and set them on fire and throw them over the fence at the governor's mansion. That's what I'd like to do. Bob says, I prefer my chips to revive. And I got to tell you, I don't buy chips, number one. But I have had no issues with anything being damaged or broke, or I haven't had any one time I had, here's the thing. One time I had a problem. They picked something out and I was like, this thing's like, it's almost bad. So I went on the app and I said, I was just going to say green peppers, and they just took it right off the bill. They just took it right off. So it was like no big deal. Bob's out getting 4 bags of Sun Chips today. Kroger had them at $1.99. Okay, I get it. Old people need something to do. So that this is what they do. They go out to the store, they walk around with a cart. I get it. It's fine. All right. There you go. Duchess says Sun Chips should be illegal. So loud. Oh, eating them, the crunch. Oh, sometimes people like the crunch. No, same thing with Amazon. Love that. I hate going to stores. Hated it before and still hate it. I'm so glad I don't have to go through that shit anymore. Whoever made the shopping home thing, delivery, genius. Just a genius. And you got to go in there and people. It's ridiculous. Bob likes getting out of the house. Okay. I don't. I like my little hovel. I like my little bubble in here. Love it. Absolutely love it. All right, everybody. I think that's it because now it's time to pee. Usually this is the part of the show where I start dancing around because I can't stop and pee when we're doing the Boomer Bunker. But home shopping brought to you by COVID. Yeah. Okay. That's one of the great things that happened in COVID. We got a lot of deliveries, a lot of takeout stuff. There you go. Hey, Bob, you can't shit on shitty New Jersey. That's true. Alabama, please. He tried that shit the other night where, that's because they don't pump their own gas. Get over it, Bob. Get over it. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me. We could have done this in Discord. It would have been just as fine, but it is what it is. I appreciate you hanging out here with me, and I will see you guys all on Monday. There's my background. Here it is. Bye.